What if I told you that one of the greatest maritime disasters in history might have been avoided if just one man hadn't taken a key with him? Welcome to Purple Phantom Shorts, your quiet place for real-life true crime stories and unsolved mysteries told in a calm, relaxing way. So grab your tea, get cozy, and let's dive into a strange little piece of Titanic history that not many people talk about. And before we begin, don't forget to like this video if you enjoy calm storytelling, and subscribe for more peaceful deep dives into some of the world's strangest true events. Let's begin.
Purple Phantom Shorts.
In early 1912, a 37-year-old man named David Blair received some exciting news. He had just been chosen as the second officer of a brand new luxury ship being built in Belfast, Northern Ireland. The ship wasn't just any ship, it was the RMS Titanic, the largest and most impressive passenger liner in the world at the time. David was an experienced seaman working for the White Star Line, the company that owned Titanic. But this job was going to be a major milestone in his career. The Titanic was over 880 feet long, had swimming pools and grand staircases, and was said to be unsinkable. And now, he was going to help launch it on its first ever voyage. He packed his bags and moved to Belfast, where he joined the early crew to help prepare the Titanic. He was involved in the sea trials, where the ship was tested to make sure everything worked correctly. He slept on the ship, worked on it daily, and helped get it ready to sail. By April 2nd, 1912, the final rivet was in place, and the ship was launched successfully into the water. A couple of days later, David and the rest of the skeleton crew set sail from Belfast to Southampton, England, which would be the starting point for the Titanic's maiden voyage across the Atlantic to New York. That short trip went smoothly, and once they arrived, the crew began preparing for the massive crowd of passengers who would soon come aboard. Everything was on track. David had done his part, and in just a few hours, Titanic would be filled with over 2,000 people, wealthy travelers, immigrants, and workers alike, all ready for a journey across the ocean. But just one day before departure, David got some surprising news. The White Star Line decided they needed someone with more experience handling huge ships for such a high-profile journey. While David was qualified, they felt safer replacing him with Charles Lightoller, a more senior officer. It was a sudden 11th-hour change, and with the ship getting crowded and ready to leave, David had to rush. He gathered his belongings from his cabin, the officers' quarters, and a few storage closets, said his goodbyes to the crew, and stepped off the Titanic for the last time. It must have been disappointing, but he had no idea just how lucky he was to be left behind. Later that night, while unpacking at a nearby hotel, David realized he had accidentally taken a key with him. A small brass key, but not just any key. It opened a locker in the crow's nest, the small lookout platform high above the ship's deck. Inside that locker were the binoculars used by the lookouts to watch for danger ahead. Now, he felt terrible. The Titanic had already left the next morning, and there was no way to return the key in time. His plan was simple: mail the key to New York so the crew could get it back when they arrived. But the Titanic would never arrive. Just 5 days later, on the night of April 14th, 1912, the Titanic struck an iceberg in the North Atlantic and sank. Over 1,500 people died, making it one of the deadliest ship disasters in history. One of the survivors was Fred Fleet, the very lookout stationed in the crow's nest that night. During the U.S. Senate inquiry, he was asked if binoculars might have helped him see the iceberg earlier. His reply: "We could have seen it sooner." "How much sooner?" the committee asked. Fleet answered, "Enough to get out of the way." It was a chilling moment. The missing binoculars may not have guaranteed safety, but they might have made the difference. Was David Blair responsible for the disaster? Could a key he forgot have changed history? Maybe. We'll never really know. But that tiny key, sitting unnoticed in his bag, became one of the most haunting footnotes in Titanic history. Even today, the key survives. It was auctioned off in 2007 for over $100,000. It's now a reminder of how sometimes the smallest details can have the biggest consequences. Thanks for watching this episode of Purple Phantom Shorts. If you enjoy relaxing true stories with a mysterious twist, give this video a like And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Until then, stay curious and stay calm.